take a comfortable seat. You can sit cross-legged. And I'm sitting up here on a yoga blanket. So if you have a yoga blanket, you can do that, or have a thick towel. Also, you're going to want to get two blocks. We're going to use 2 blocks. I'll give you modifications if you don't have 2 blocks. So right away, when we sit down, our hips sort of come together. So lean to one side, get a hold of your outer sit bone, your glute muscles, and any upholstery you have, pull it out, get hold of your inner thigh and help spin it all back and apart, and then set it down. And then do the same thing on the other side. Lean to the other side, get a hold of your inner thigh, your outer hip, your sit bone, glute muscles, pull them back, out and apart, and then set it down. That way, your hips are less compacted and you have a broader foundation. What happens when we're walking and when we're sitting, the hips just compact, compact, compact in those comfortable cars, desk seats, couches. So once you got a nice broad foundation, make yourself comfortable, please. Inhale up through your spine, draw your shoulders back. And we'll begin with a couple of moments of just tuning in to our breath and our body. So close your eyes. Bring your loving awareness to the gift of your breath. Now, even out your breath. Please guide it. Inhale through your nose to the count of 4. Pause, and then exhale through your nose to the count of 4. Pause again and repeat. Oftentimes our inhale is longer than our exhale. And our exhale has a deep impact on calming our system. It has a deep impact on our parasympathetic nervous system. If you really need to calm down sometime during your day, or even when you're about to fall asleep, you can really lengthen your exhale. Let's do a few rounds of that now. Inhaling to the count of 4, pausing. This time, exhale through your mouth to the count of 7. I'll guide you through. Exhale fully. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Through your mouth, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Through your mouth, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And do a couple of more rounds in the rhythm of your own breath. And slowly open your eyes. And since this is a mixed levels class, there's going to be some people who are new to yoga, some people have had a longer practice. On any pose, please feel free to take the advanced variation. All you need to do is, that's it. Then you're doing the advanced variation. Okay. Okay, please crisscross your legs the other way. Yep, and if you're sitting on a blanket or a towel, just get your sit bones on the edge so your thighs can fall down. And then readjust, get your hips apart again, side to side. And lengthen up through your spine, draw your shoulders back. Place your right fingertips out on the mat. Keep your left hip down and reach up and over. Reach, reach, reach through the whole left side of your body. Come on up, and then press your left fingertips down and reach up through the right side of your body, right shoulder, right arm, even your right fingertips. Tack your right hip back. Nice big side stretch here. It's the grounding of your hips. And now inhale, lengthen up. Feel your sit bones rooting down as you reach up through your spinal column. And then exhale back down to the right, fingertips down, stretch again. Tack the left hip back as you reach through your left shoulder, left arm, left fingertips. And then inhale up and go the other way. Maybe go a little further out second time around. Happy 2021. We reimagine a healthier, happy world, healthier, happy hips and hamstrings. And then come on down. Good. Now keep your hips back. Is your fingertips in front of you. And slowly start to walk your spine out in front of you, your arms out in front of you. Please keep your head up and your gaze forward. The tendencies for the head to want to drop. You want to keep your head right in line with the rest of your spine. Inhale, grow through your torso. As you exhale, and tack your hips back. Come on up. And then turn your torso over your right side, over your right knee, and then walk yourself out over that. And you'll notice your left hip wants to come up and go with you over to the right. But as a person trying to keep their hips in good health, we say, stay back, their hip, I'm giving you a stretch. Inhale, lengthen through your torso. Exhale, tack your outer left hip back. Come on up, turn over the other side. Yeah, slight twist, and then walk your fingers out, walk your torso out, over to the left. Slow, deep breathing here. These yoga poses help your body unleash its natural healing abilities. Inhale, come on up. And then stretch straight up, 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 up. Exhale your arms down. Fantastic. Okay, please uncross your legs, take your towel to the side, and come to your hands and knees. And spread your fingers really wide. Take your knees back a little bit behind your hips. And start massaging your back with something you're probably familiar with, cat and cow. Exhaling as you round. let your belly hang. Now your heart, look up, sit bones up, shoulders up. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And then exhale again, round. Take your navel up to your spine. And now please pause through the middle. Okay, we're getting into the hips right here and now. Keep your toes tucked and pick up your right leg straight up to the side. Spread your toes. And keep your knee and your ankle in line with each other. Lift your hip up a little high, knee up a little bit higher. This is an external rotation of your hip. Now swing your knee under, take your knee to your left armpit for an abduction. And now extend your hip back out long, right leg long, long, long. And then bring it down alongside. And then pick it up to the side again. We'll do this a couple times. And then navel to your spine, knee to your left shoulder, left armpit. Inhale, lengthen. Extend out through your hip. And lower your knee down. Take it right up again to the side. Round your back. Knee towards your armpit. Inhale, lengthen. Lengthen, extend. And set your right knee down. Same thing on the other side. Lift up your left knee. Take it up to the side. And then bring it, left knee to your right armpit. And then inhale, extend your leg, extend your hip long. Yeah. And then lower down alongside. And only to do again, lift it up, lift your leg up. Keep your toes spread. Round your back, knee towards your right armpit. It's not going to go, but you just take it in that direction. And then inhale, lengthen. Good. Slowly lower it down, parallel with the right side. And then up again. Up, up, up. Navel to your spine, knee to your right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Stretch long. Good job. Set your left knee down. Set the tops of your feet down. Take your knees apart. Touch your big toes together and press your hips all the way back to your heels. Child's pose. You can rest your forearms down. You can rest your forehead down. Connect to your breath. Just slowing down and connecting to your body. Your hips and your legs can bring awareness and wellness. And now reach your arms long, keep your hips back, and we're going to take a slight twist again. So now walk your hips, your torso out over your right knee again, over your right thigh. Come up on your fingertips or stay up on your fingertips. Inhale, grow your spine long, out over to the side. You can push your fingertips down into the earth to help you tack your hips back, especially your left hip. These hip muscles are big, strong muscles. They can really take a lot of stretching and benefit. Slowly walk through center and go over to the other side. Inhale to grow your spine out. Exhale, tack your outer right hip back. Good. Come through center. Please come up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes. I forgot to give you a word of caution about this class. It's a warning about this class. It can lead to longevity, health, and joy. It's the name of my website, Your Health and Joy. That's what it's all about. I will meet you in down dog. Knees up, hips up, downward facing dog. Slowly walk your dog. Bend one leg, then the other. There's no hurry. And that straight leg heel comes closer to the earth, and you feel a nice back of your leg stretch in your calf and your hamstring. Enjoy the stretch. And now, walk your feet over to the edges of your mat, please. You're still in your downward facing dog. Lift your thighs up and back. Take your inner thighs up and back. Take your outer hips up and back. Nice, big, wide down dogs in the legs. Now, shift your weight side to side. Over your right leg, nice and slow. And then over your left leg. Shift back and forth, taking the heel that you're shifting your weight towards, that heel will come closer to the earth. So here you're giving your inner adductors a bit of a stretch, your outer hip. And then stretch yourself back symmetrically. And walk your feet back parallel. Bend your knees, look between your hands, and walk your feet up to your hands. You can keep your knees bent here or straighten them if you're comfortable. Hands to your hips, shoulder blades on your back. Press through your legs and stand yourself all the way up and reach up to the sky. Reach on up. Root your legs, reach as tall as you can. Maybe you can grow 1 inch taller. Exhale your arms down. Take a wide stance here. We'll do warrior 2. Turn your left foot out. Bend your left knee over your left ankle. And then turn your right toes, the toes on your right foot, to face the front of your mat, the left side. Open your arms. Sink your hips down. Lift up through your spine. Push your legs down into the earth. Now isometrically squeeze them together. And now isometrically push them apart. And then find that place in the middle where your legs are really strong. And then take your back hand to your back leg, reach up with the other arm, reach up and reach over. Come on up and lower your arms. Push your front leg straight and spin on that heel. Foot faces the right foot, turn your right foot out, and then bend your knee over the ankle. So as soon as we take this pose, this stance, the left hip wants to come up and go with it. But we want to open the hips. Take your left hip back as much as you can. Scoop your right sit bone under. Check and make sure your knees stacked right over your ankle. Yeah. Open your arms. And then do the same thing again. Squeeze your legs isometrically together. And then push them apart. Yeah, sink through your legs. Gaze out over your front hand. Soft gaze as we reimagine our bodies, our hips, our hamstrings, the world we live in. Back hand to your back leg, turn your front palm up, and we will reverse this warrior 2 pose. Inhale, come back up, warrior 2, and then push your front leg straight. And then spin around. We'll go back to the first side. Second time's always better. Good. Knee right over your ankle. I like to make sure we're all in good alignment as we age so we can grow our poses safely. Take your right thigh back. Yeah. Scoop your tailbone down. See how much you can open your hips to the long side of your mat. You should feel a nice stretch here. And then open your arms wide. Stretch them out. Turn your gaze out over your front hand. Are your legs strong? You can always redo that activation of isometrically squeezing together and pushing them apart if you'd like. And now check and make sure your weight's evenly distributed. Tends to sink towards the front. See if you can evenly distribute your weight through both legs. Rest your forearm on your thigh and stretch your top arm out over your ear. Scoop your left sit bone under and down to turn the underside of your belly up. And stretch all the way from your back foot to the whole right side of your body. And remember, you can always take that advanced variation by just smiling. Fantastic. Root through your legs, come on up, and we'll take it over to the other side. Knee right over your ankle. Take that left hip back. See how much you can open your hips to the long side of your mat. Stretch your arms out. Power up your legs. Evenly distribute your weight. And rest your forearm on your thigh. Stretch out all the way through the whole left side of your body. And then here's a little pro tip. Scoop your right sit bone under. Take your left thigh back a little bit more and feel the power of the pelvis to help you spin your left chest up to the sky and get more space in your whole body here. Your whole torso, hips, everywhere. And root down through your legs, come on up. And then spin on your foot. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Bend your knees and heel to your feet together or jump up together. Okay, now we're going to do a pose called Parsvottanasana. It's a really good stretch for our hamstrings. So you can use a block here if you'd like. I'm going to stand to the side so it's easier for you to see me. Take your right foot forward, about a foot or a foot and a half. Square your hips to the front. And you can set the block down where your left foot would be alongside your right foot if you're standing. Squeeze your kneecaps. This is 2 straight legs here. Now press your hips back and extend your spine long. Hug your hips together. Inhale, come up. Okay, now that's one variation. Another variation is take your right arm out, straight out, thumb down, and take the back of your hand to the back of your body, shimmy it up, and reach your left arm up. So we're going to exhale long again, reach long through your spine, long, long, long. And you can stay parallel or keep going down, brush your fingertips along the block. The block can be high, medium, or low, or maybe you have extra long arms and you can touch your hands to the earth. Press through your legs, firm your belly, inhale yourself up. Exhale long again. Hips back. Keep going. Brush your fingertips along your block or the mat, and then inhale back up. Really have to hug your hips together for your stability. One more time. Exhale long. Inhale, back up. And release both arms. Step your front foot back. If you like using the block, you can move the block to the other side and bring your left foot forward. And your back foot can be turned out a little bit, and you want to have it hip width distance so you have good stability. You want to get stabilized and organized in your poses. Firm your kneecaps, 2 straight legs. Again, you can keep your hands on your hips and just simply go like this. This is a lot already. Or take your left hand out, thumb down, back your hand to the back of the body, shimmy it up. And this is also to help you keep your left shoulder back as you move through the pose. Inhale, reach long through your arm. Exhale, hinge your hips back, lengthen through your torso, lengthen, 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 and keep going. Brush your fingertips on the mat with a block. Hug your hips together, firm your belly, and slowly inhale yourself back up. And we'll do it 2 more times. Exhale long. Inhale back up. Reach long. Tack your hips back. Hug your hips together. And come on down. And then press to your legs and bring yourself back up. And lower both arms. Step your front foot back. Excellent. Now, here's another nice hamstring stretch. So hamstring stretches are very important. Also, they can help with your posture. They can help with lower back pain. All sorts of things. We want to keep our hamstrings limber and flexible. So we got to take time from our gardens, time from our work, and stretch them out. So if you have a block, you can set the block down in front of your feet. Bend your knees, take your hips back again, and then you can put your hands on your hips temporarily to remind you to root your legs, tack your hips back, lengthen your spine. And now you can put your hands down on the block, high, medium, or low. Check it, you have good view of your feet there, so make sure they are parallel, hip width distance apart. And your knees are bent. And you should be feeling a hamstring stretch. You can always, if your hamstrings are real open, some people are born like that, you can set the block aside, put your fingertips down, and you can slowly straighten one leg a little bit, and then slowly do the other one. Nice and easy. Bend your legs, one leg, then the other. And you feel this is a really safe hamstring stretch. And now bring your hands to your hips. Draw your shoulder blades on your back. Press to your legs. Inhale, come on up. Good job. Do you feel that? It's a really safe way to open up your hamstrings. Okay, so we're going to do some hip circles. Get the synovial fluid move in a different way here than it usually does. So our hips get tight from, like I mentioned, sitting in our comfortable chairs, in cars, and then also keep doing your hip circles just from moving it the same way. We move our hips a lot the same way. Even if we're running, we're runners like this, same way, bicycling, same way. So now go the other way with your hip circles. Don't worry, do yoga. And this should all feel really good as you stretch out new little ligaments and tendons and fibers, as well as the big muscles, all connected here. Moving the hips in ways they don't normally do in your daily activities, unless you're a hula hoop dancer or a belly dancer. Okay, heel toe your feet back together. We're going to do a standing balancing pose. If you're not comfortable balancing, you're still practicing, feel free to hold on to a wall or a chair or a piece of furniture. Stand firmly on your left leg, pick up your right leg, hold on to the back of your hamstring. Draw your shoulders back. Push your thigh down into your hands and your hands back into your hamstring. Yeah. And you notice you want to have your feet active, your toes spread. Stay here if it feels good right here, or you can take your right leg long. And then either way, if your knee's bent or straight, you can point your foot and flex your foot. Point and flex. And then we'll all bend the leg and set it down and go to the left leg. Stand firmly on your right leg, lengthen up to your spine. Right thigh back, pick it up. Arms straight, lift your shoulders up and back as you press your hands right into the hamstring muscles. And then you can point your foot and flex your foot with your leg bent or your leg straight. If you're holding on to something, you can hold on to the back of your leg with just one hand. Pointing, flexing. Now observe, did your right thigh sort of jet forward a little bit? Mine did. Tack the right thigh back, scoop the left sit bone under. That's the body seesawing. Goes one way and then the other to help you move. Good job. Set that leg down. Okay, take a little wider stance. Bend your knees, take your hips back, and we're going to take a squatting pose. So keep going down, bend your knees, squat. See if you can stay on your heel, on your whole foot. If that is challenging, take your feet further apart. That'll help you access having your feet flat on the floor. And then lean forward, bring your upper arms against your shins, press your upper arms to your shins, bring your hands in prayer. And you can shimmy your hips side to side. This is the way a lot of people in the world sit to do things, right? To garden, to eat, to cook, to play, to relax. This is very comfortable for a lot of people. The Western world, not so much. But it feels good. Now, slowly, 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 as you can, you're so close. See if you can set your booty down. Soft as a feather. Or you can quickly collapse. And then spin your legs around. Please come to down dog. Take 2 big, slow, deep breaths here. Stretch your thighs up and back, hips up and back. And now rest your knees down. And please get your 2 blocks. If you have 2 yoga blocks, I highly recommend 2 yoga blocks. They're quite inexpensive. They're great to have. And now you can take the front of your mat, roll it up once, and then you can put your knees on your yoga mat. We're going to do a pose called runner's stretch, or also known as half Hanumanasana. So I don't need my knees padded, so I'm going to unroll it here. They get tough after a while. So let your blocks fall right underneath your arms, tuck your left toes, kick your right leg straight out in front of you. You have your left thigh perpendicular, straight up and down. The blocks help you keep your torso straight up and down. so you can really access the legs and the hips. If you don't have blocks, you will lean forward and put your hands down. And now press your heel into the mat and drag it back. Firm your right kneecap. And you get to choose how much you push your heel down and how much you drag it back. It's for the right stretch for your hamstring. Having loose hamstrings helps us with our everyday activities, getting in and out of our vehicles, climbing upstairs or hills or other things like that. Okay, slowly change sides. Like to be extra careful when we're stretching out the hamstring. And now take your left leg straight out in front. Keep your right toes tucked for stability. Squeeze your left kneecap and drag your heel back. Press it in, drag it back. Of course, if you have very open hamstrings and you can do a full split, you can go ahead and do that now. The rest of us will take little by little. Good. And now we'll slowly bring that left leg back and right leg straight out again. This is one of my favorite stretches coming up here. So push your heel in, drag it back. Good. Firm your kneecap. How many hamstring muscles do you have? It's a pop quiz, I forgot to tell you. The answer is 3. Main one, outer and inner. So now, take your torso, take your arms and your blocks over to the inside of your leg, tack your outer right hip back, roll to your inner right heel, and then drag it back. Now you're giving your inner hamstring extra stretch. Spread your toes, drag your heel back as you press it in. And feel. And we're going to slowly come through center and take your torso and your arms and your blocks out over your right thigh. Now roll to your outer right heel. Press it in, drag it back. So you give a nice stretch, especially to your outer hamstring muscle. Another reason to keep the hamstrings limber is just plain old prevention, injury prevention. Yeah. Come through center. And give yourself a symmetrical stretch. Fantastic. Slowly drag that right leg back. Set it down. And then left leg straight out. Spread your toes, flare them, press the heel in, drag it back as you squeeze your left kneecap. All this is about feeling good. So we come back over and over to more yoga, more classes, more practice. Which reminds me, check out my yoga YouTube channel. Search Patricia Becker Yoga, and I got lots of classes there for you. Lots of classes to choose from. Short ones, longer ones. Take your torso and your arms on the inside of your legs, tack your outer left hip back, roll to your inner left heel, and same thing, push it in, drag it back. And then come up through center, and we got another side. Turn your torso out over your left thigh. Roll to your outer left heel. Press it in, drag it back. Good job. Come through center. Give yourself a symmetrical stretch. And then slowly take that leg back. And you can set your blocks to the side. And come up for downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take 3 slow, deep breaths here. And rest your knees down. And please roll over to your backs. We're going to do Sukhi Randrasana, a nice hip opener and a hamstring stretch. Knees bent. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. So there's all sorts of options here, as in all poses. I want to make it accessible, so there's something for everyone. So you can stay right here like this, tacking your right knee away from your torso, and you feel a hip stretch, keeping your left foot pressing down. Or pick up your left foot and hold on to your left shin or the back of your left leg. Take your right hand in between your legs, and now squeeze your hips in. If you can't get a hold of your left shin or your left hamstring, you can just hold on your leg somewhere to squeeze your hips in. Squeeze your legs in. And breathe. And at any time you want to move your poses around a little bit, make it feel extra good, or you're curious about something, some little stretch, please do that. We always want to have a sense of curiosity and play when we come to our yoga practice. And then give your legs a big squeeze in. And now bring your hands to the belly of your hamstring again, right in between your knee and your hips. Interlace your fingers. Tack your left thigh away. Tack your right knee away again, and straighten your left foot up to the sky, optional. Press your hands into the skin of your back of your leg. Press your skin into the muscles, and press your muscles even into the bones. They love this. And then give a little pull down on your hamstrings towards the attachments. Good. Slowly release. It's called Sukhi Randrasana. Thread the needle, sometimes they call it. It's nice to know the Sanskrit name, because then it's clear what it is. Okay, tack your left knee away. Stay here, or pick up your legs, hold on to your right shin, and squeeze your hips all the way in. Squeeze it in, move it around if you'd like. It's like everything in the universe is moving. Even if it doesn't seem like it is, it is. For sure, we know all of our organs are moving, our cells are pulsing, creating new ones all the time. And now hands to the belly of the hamstring. Tack your right thigh away from you. Your lower back should be down on the mat. Tack your left knee away and right leg up. So we have another class on yoga for a healthy back and yoga for neck and shoulder tension release. So many good classes for our self-care practice. And slowly lower that down. Set both feet down. Okay, so now we're going to do pigeon pose, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can do the same pose again. Otherwise, roll over to the side, and I'll meet you in down dog. to get into Ekapada Rajakapadasana. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully. Inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, contract your navel. Set your right knee down by your right wrist. Slide your left leg straight on back. See if you can bring yourself in the upright position. You can use your blocks or your fingers. Let your hips sink down. And imagine they're coming apart side to side and front to back. Open them up. Let gravity assist you here. On your exhale, let your hips sink down to the earth. The caveat here is you want to be careful that your left leg is straight back, right out of the hip. So what you can do is lean forward, look in between your legs, see if you can see your left foot. If you can, you're in good shape. If you can't, move it in so you can see it. Yeah, because the body, the tendency for the body is when you're asking it to bend in your back like this, you'll swing the leg out. We want to get it in good alignment. So while you're opening your hips, you're also caring for your back. Sink low. Hold the pose in your legs and your hips. Keep feeling the actions. And now lengthen your spine long. Make fists with your hands and rest your forehead down on your fists. And then please continue to move around. Move your hips side to side, front to back. Pull it around. These hip openers and hamstring stretches have a way of making you feel really good the rest of the day. Have a way of helping you get a really good night's sleep. Inhale, bring your arms up and lift up your left leg and take your right leg back for down dog. Inhale fully. Exhale deeply. Inhale your left leg way up to the sky. Exhale, contract your belly and take your left knee to your left wrist and scoot your left shin and left foot forward as much as comfortable. Slide your right leg back. If your knee's not comfortable where it landed, you're welcome to take it in further or take it out further. Yeah, find a place where it feels good. If it feels right, it is right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. The body doesn't lie. You can bring your left hand on your thigh, your right hand on your foot. We'll stay here for a few breaths, elongating your exhale to help your hips open side to side and front to back. And when you're ready, lengthen your spine straight out. Make fists with your hands and rest your forehead down on your hands. Keep moving your hips around. Just a little this way, a little that way. Feels so good, right? Come on up. And lift up your back leg and come into another down dog. The last down dog of this class. Take a couple big deep breaths here, taking your hips way up and back, taking your thighs up and back. Nice, sweet, smooth breath. And rest your knees down. And bring your tush to the side and have a seat. Okay. If you'd like to sit back up on the edge of a towel or a firm blanket, you can do that. And we're going to take a pose called Baddha Konasana. The kids call it butterfly. Little kids, so they're doing yoga. So bring the soles of your feet together, and you can have your feet out further or in close, whatever feels good to you. And again, we have to get our sit bones back and apart. Feels so good. That manual adjustment really helps things open. Hold on to the fronts of your feet or your ankles. Draw your lower back in and up. Draw your shoulders back. And now, inhale your knees up a little higher. Exhale down a little lower. Slow breathing, and do that a few times. Probably feeling it right in your inner adductors. Let your breath inform you how far to take them down. Oftentimes, less is more. It's better to err on the side of caution when you move through your yoga practice. And now, lengthen again, draw your lower back in and up, and you can stay upright here, breathing into this, or hinge at your hips and stretch your torso straight out over your feet. Keep your head in line with your spine. So the head tends to want to drop, lift up, so you're lengthening your spine as well as opening your hips. Inhale, come on. Take your hands to the outside of your knees and bring your legs up together. Give yourself a hug. Exhale, round your back. Draw your navel to your spine. Tuck your chin in. Feel the stretch in your whole back of your body. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, shoulders back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Good. We'll come through center. Set your hands down. Take your legs straight. And then press your thighs down. Firm your kneecaps. And spread your toes. Yes. Fingertips behind you, hands behind you to draw your lower back in and up. And then take your sit bones apart again. Really get a hold of all that glute muscles. Take it apart. Yeah. Press your thighs down. It's called staff pose. Lengthening straight up as you root your thighs down with your legs really active. So you can stay here in this variation, or if you'd like, keep tacking your thighs down, keep your kneecaps firm, and then hinge at your hips and stretch your spine, grow your spine out over your legs. And then you can hold on to your calves, your ankles, or your feet. Think of this as a thigh rooting and a spine lengthening rather than I'm trying to touch my toes. Yeah. And then little by little, after the thighs and the hips and the hamstrings get more open from your practice, you magically can touch your toes. That's actually why I decided to really do yoga in earnest when I turned 50. I said, Patricia, your hamstrings are so tight. if you don't start doing something, you're going to break. You're so stiff, you're going to break. So I started doing yoga and I got addicted. Slowly lift yourself back up. I hope you get addicted too, and I see you much more often. Okay, bend your legs and please lay down on your mat again. And we're just going to do a final relaxation pose, Shavasana. Very important pose. And some say it's one of the most challenging poses. Let your hips be open. Let your legs fall open. And here, even reach down and get your glute muscles and your buttocks out. One side, then the other. Yeah. And then push your elbows down, lift your chest up a little bit so that your shoulders come closer together and you settle in with an open heart. Bring your palms out alongside your torso, palms up, and adjust your benefiting from all the breathing and stretching you've done for yourself. Close your eyes. Please rest your awareness in the flow of your breath. Having your body be still while your mind is alert. It's an advanced practice. Take a few more longer, deeper breaths. Slowly bend one leg, set your foot down, bend the other. Roll to your right side, pause with your head resting on your forearm. Let your legs be really heavy, like you have sandbags weighted to them, as you use your arms to lift you up to seated. You don't want to fling your legs around after a yoga practice. Drag your legs to a seated pose. Hip, hip, hooray. Happy hips, happy hamstrings. From the love in my heart to the love in your heart. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your conference. You'll also see the class here for your back, healthy back, and yoga for your neck and shoulders. So hopefully in 2022, we can all be back in person. Yeah. Thank you, farmers. Thank you, distributors. Thank you, all you good people at EcoFarm for all you do. Thank you, thank you.